Hi guys, welcome to the Positivity Campaign. Today, I want to share with you my conversation that I had over the past week with Mr. Naveen Kundu, who is the Managing Director for EBIXCASH and Mercury Holidays. He shared his key moments of wisdom and his failures and success through various crises that he has faced throughout his career, and I'm sure you will enjoy it because I had a great experience listening to all of what he had to say. I let you watch the conversation, and I hope you will like it and feel positive after hearing it.
I was thinking about this campaign, what you launched, and I really, first of all, I'm really thankful to you for inviting me for this, and I'm quite overwhelmed. And it's overwhelming for me that you still consider me to be a very important part of the industry as far as the meetings and events are concerned. And let me tell you, Nitin, I've been personally, if you ask me, in all my businesses, the most, I would say that the most uh, intricate part and the most fascinating part of my life has been the business of mice. While currently I wear a lot of hats of different portfolios, the most fascinating part and the exciting part of my life has been the business of meetings and events. I cherish every moment of my association with this entire portfolio called meetings and events. It's been really, I would say that it's been a very, emotive and a rewarding experience for me when it comes to thinking about meetings and events. And I would tell the whole world that keep cherishing the moments or whatever you've done in the past. I mean, people in India have done exemplary in terms of meetings and events, and the time is just about around the corner when we'll again get back to our businesses, and everybody will sort of forget what happened in the past couple of months. We all in my team, when we started MICE, I remember I was a hotelier who joined the business of my own business, which I created, Leisure Corp, in 2000. And everybody said, what different are you going to do? And you're just an individual, and you're going to be competing with the biggest of the biggest people in the world. And I said, I will do something that people will feel is impossible to do, and that is what will set me apart. And I'm proud, and I'm really proud to say that whatever I've done in the meetings and event business in the last 20 years of my business career has always been something very different and very, very rewarding for people for whom I have delivered these experiences. I have a lot of memories, and I can share that with you. The reason I'm doing that is because I want people to start living the past. People say, don't live the past. I say, live the past. Currently, you're doing nothing. So it's better to live the past. Close your eyes and figure out what are those 10 big events that you did, which was something that a normal person couldn't think was possible. For example, I know that there are events in Spain, there are events in India, there are events in UK, there are events in Thailand, there are events in Turkey, which have been very close to my heart. And when finally I'm retired and done with my career, I'm going to actually write a really, really nice book on each of my events, of how spectacular they were. Cherish those moments at the currently when there's not much to do. And I would say, please don't try too much. Just stay put. I would tell you something, that something called failure is very important in life. If you have not experienced failure, you will not understand the magnitude and the dynamism of success. I'm a cricketer, and I must tell you that in Australia, and I'm a follower of an Australian cricket team as much as I'm a follower of an Indian cricket team because of my patriotism, but I'm a follower of Australian cricket team. Do you know, in Australia, the selection mechanism is that if they look at a graph of every player who's played from 12 years of age into, they have this called Sheffield Shield school tournaments. From that right up to their kind of a domestic Ranji Trophy level cricket, they see the graph of the player whose names are thrown up for the national selection. Do you know what they see? They don't see what is his success graph. They see how many times has he failed and how many times has he bounced back. That has been their success. They track the failure of the player And then they see if the player hasn't failed, they don't pick him up. They just don't pick him up. They pick up only players who have failed during their struggle from starting at 12 years of age to the 20 years of age till the time they come into the national cricket side. And in those 8-year period, they track their failures and see how they've overcome their failure. And even I have failed. Let me tell you, a few of my colleagues will tell you, there are several times we try to do something and we fail. But I used to always tell them, don't worry, it may not happen this year, but it will happen next year or 2 years down the line. Maybe we're early. So we failed, but we bounced back at every stage. In my hospitality career, in 1996, there was this huge currency crisis in the globe. The globe went through a huge currency crisis. Everybody thought the business is over, the business came back. Before that was Gulf War, so I will not even get into Gulf War because Gulf War, almost people thought we are heading towards a world war. Then came 2001, and between 2001 and 2003, it was the worst year for the tourism industry. If you backtrack, you will realize you had 2000 September 11, 2001, when again everybody thought America is now gone and created a base at Afghanistan and Pakistan, and they will now sort of devastate the Asia and it will be a world war. We withstood that. Then came SARS. Then came December 11 attack on the parliament in India. Then came swine flu. Then came an small economic crisis in India before the Manmohan Singh government took over. You see, we withstood all of that. Then we had some good years, and again 2008, the global financial crisis set, which sort of wiped away trillions of dollars of wealth from the world financial markets. And everybody thought, like I remember we were sitting on a huge order book one evening, and in the night we saw this Lehman Brothers collapse. The next morning when we came, I don't know whether Naresh is in this forum or not. I mean, Naresh and me sat in the office and we said, oh my God, we received 14 cancellations. Yeah. We received 14 cancellations. Yeah. Naresh will tell you, 14 cancellations in 1 hour, Nitin. And then we said, don't worry. And I told my team, I said, look, never try too much when there is nothing much to try. You know, I believe in trying. I don't believe in working hard. I believe in trying hard. But I said, don't try too much. Let's just stay put. This will pass. And let it pass. It's a wave, it'll pass. Right. And in 6 months' time, the business came back. In 6 months' time, the business came back on track. And unfortunately, India was a very insulated market by then because we had some very good economists running the country at that time. Then came in 2013 a huge financial crisis. Overnight, dollar went from 44 to 67. August 2013. We again were sitting on a huge order book. Not only me, the entire MICE fraternity, because July, August is primarily the peak season of the meetings and incentives industry in India.
Correct.
And we were again sitting on a big order book, and dollar went from 44 to 67. We had not hedged anything. Corporates said you should have hedged. You know how corporates behave in India at times. I mean, they feel that they practically owned us and our services. But then we went to the corporates. We wrote a lot of mails. Nothing much happened. People didn't pay a lot of attention to it. Corporates said, look, we're not bothered. But we had to go through a lot. We had to go through that. And let me tell you, that was very important, very, very bad crisis. No company in that year could register a profit in their book when it came to the outbound industry, not only just the MICE, but the outbound industry. Yeah, exports benefited primarily because the money was coming in, but the imports were largely affected. Mm-hmm. You know, so I've said we've seen failures, we've withstood turmoils, we've seen all of that in our careers. So if you haven't tasted the failure, you will probably understand how to basically build a very successful career. So this is my time when I would say, please survive. You know, we're not dealing with let me tell you, we're not dealing with a business or a financial or a demographic crisis.
Right.
We are dealing with a health crisis, a biological issue. Right. It's a biological issue.
Right.
We have to let it pass.
Yes.
You know, if we try too much and say, oh my God, what's going to happen to my business? What's going to happen to MICE? Which business will start first? Will it be outbound? Will it be domestic? Will it be airline? How many seats can an airline take during a day because of this social distancing? You know, all of that is unnecessary. People have to cherish the moment. Yeah. Let them live up to the occasion and say, look, this is not something that we should worry about right now. Currently, It's a biological and health issue. Worry about yourself. Keep yourself safe. You see, if we don't keep ourselves safe, we don't have a cure, right? The whole world is grappling under coronavirus. The whole world, I had actually thought in the morning that I will never use this word, but the whole world is grappling with this medical and a biological issue. It's a health problem.
Correct.
Scientists are working very hard. Pharma companies are working very hard to find out a cure. Scientists are working very hard to get a vaccine. And I'm sure it's only a matter of time when we'll have everything. But currently, the only cure is protection.
Correct.
And that is what most of the governments in the world have done. They have said, protect yourself from it. How does 2 months matter? It's a matter of just 2 months. How does 2 months matter? You can give yourself 2 months, you can give your nation 2 months, and you can give your business 2 months. So saying that, right now there is no time to take pressure. I know people have to worry about paying their salaries, keeping their companies alive. So I was in a conversation with Mr. Piyush Goyal. We were about 70 industry leaders of FICCI who were there. And I told Mr. Goyal one thing. I said, look, Mr. Goyal, I'm not going to talk a lot of things what can be done. Right now, there are 3 agendas that we have, which is survive, revive, and thrive. So at the moment, I think we need to survive.
That's correct.
So what is survival? Survival is live with limited means, whether it is yourself or your company or your family or your friends. I tell everybody, live with limited means. We don't know how far this lockdown is going to get extended. And I would say the only way to fight corona is a lockdown, is to protection from corona is the only way, is the only cure. So live with limited means. We've seen extravagance, we've seen luxuries, we've seen the best of the parties. In travel industry, we always hit the epitome of best entertainment and culinary and enjoyment.
Correct.
So right now is time to get back to basics. Stay with the basics. Live with the limited means. Ensure that you survive and you live another day. You see, please understand, we have to live another day to see what's going to happen, what's in future, what's lined up for future. But currently, as I said, there is nothing to worry. Think of your survival. Once you survive as individuals and as companies. And how do you survive? As I said, you survive with limited means. Remember, do not go extravagant right now. A lot of people I see getting into culinary experiences, doing this every day, doing that every day. I would say, look, guys, don't get excited. You're too excited. I know it's become a fashion. Every day people are churning out 5 dishes and putting on Facebook, on Instagram. People are doing this, people are doing that. I would say, hold on, guys. Don't get excited. Excitement kills. Stay back.
Yeah.
You can survive with a simple dal chawal for the next 2 months. And let me tell you, Nitin, I can afford everything, but we're having 2 meals a day. I'm actually every day I buy certain groceries. I'm not trying to tell you about my charity, and that's not what I want to actually publicize. But we buy certain groceries every day, which we donate out every day, every morning. But we say we'll survive with the most limited means, so that we don't have to go out there and hoard and put stuff in our houses. That's not going to help. So currently, just survive with limited means. You have to live another day to survive and to see what's in future for us. It'll be really exciting, let me tell you. The moment this entire virus is done and we are alive, we will see a whole new world. As I've always said, there's going to be a complete behavioral change. The whole thing will change. It's going to be a lot of behavioral change setting in. But once you survive, then you revive. Because when I'm surviving, I will revive, right?
Correct.
When tsunami happened, those who survived eventually revived everything.
Absolutely.
And then you thrive.
Absolutely.
I would say go step by step. Right now, what is expected of you is to survive. So survive. Once that is done, I can assure you the business will come back as quickly as it went off. It's a normal cycle of business. I can tell you 30 years of my experience in the hospitality and travel industry. I will tell you the business will come back as quickly as it is gone. So let me tell you, Nitin, a lot of people have been asking me this question. I said, look, I don't even know how these 25, 30 days have passed. I don't really know. I've had a very, very lovely time of my life. I have spent a lot of time going deep inside me. I'm anyways, I practice Isha Yoga and Isha Kriya. So So I have found myself to be a for me, the experience is very overwhelming, very honestly telling you. I have discovered myself a little more than I had in the past. And I've realized that, I am not, I was 50% of what I am now today. So if you analyze me as an individual, what I was 45 days back, I'm not the same person today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very different person today, because for me today, uh, I always believed in value than success. But let me tell you, today I don't really care about the success I've had. I care about the value that I brought to people. It is about value, and it's not about success. And I'm practicing that. So for me, how from a 6:30 in the morning when I start my day to about 11:30 in the night, how the time passes, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know. So for me, uh, I have sort of rediscovered myself, and at the same time, I've been actively involved with a lot of work through on a platform of economy, on a platform of tourism, on a platform of hospitality. I have written a few papers. I had started a book, which I'm now I've written about 100 pages of that book already in these days. Whenever I get time, I sometimes wake up in the middle of the night and write the book. The book is titled Unlocking Opportunity, Unleashing Potential.
Perfect.
So I'll share some synopsis with all of you very soon, very shortly.
Yeah.
But the book is titled Unlocking Opportunity, Unleashing Potential. We have bundles of limitless, possibilities in India. We have bundles of limitless possibilities in India. The opportunities are flabbergasting.
Mm-hmm.
What we need to do is just say within ourselves, do not panic. And let me tell you, India is going to be seen as one of the most powerful and most exhilarating nation of this century. I've been saying it in every forum, and I will continue to tell you, India is not an emerging power anymore. India has emerged as a power.
Mm-hmm.
India's economy, India's businesses will bounce back as quickly as possible the moment this is over. Not the price we have to pay for it.
Correct.
So I would say, tell people, don't panic. If you have lost job, doesn't matter. If you've got pay cut, doesn't matter. If you're put on leave without pay, doesn't matter. What matters is your own life right now.
Correct.
So please live your life. Live with limited means. I'm sure all of us all will survive. We just have to pass this time. We just have to pass this time. So stay calm, stay peaceful. I'm telling you, the business will come back as quickly as it went away, and everybody will be laughing their way again back to the bank with hefty paychecks. So don't worry about it. It's just a matter of time. I'll tell you, Nathan, through your forum, I like to reach out to people saying, please don't use too much of WhatsApp and don't see too much of news. Don't believe any prediction. You can't predict. No human being in this world, including the spiritual gurus, cannot predict 5 days from now, leave alone what they can predict what happens in the future. So don't go by these Nostradamuses of the world and those things that they've said this. Nothing. Can you imagine what will happen 500 years from now?
Yeah.
What will the world be all about? So please don't go by any predictions. Don't go by any of such fake news. Just stay calm and stay within yourself. Most important, I will again come back. Please protect yourselves. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Naveen. Thanks a lot for your wisdom.
That's
and I
Thank
love
you.
listening
Thank
to you.
you.
We take you as a big mentor in the industry. Showcasing the value of how hard work can really pay. And we have seen that in front of our eyes. And I really, really value your opinion. And I wish that the audience will definitely learn a lot of information on what you just said. Thank you so much, Naveen, for joining us. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Though you're being very generous, but in these times, I take your compliment. Thank you.
We love you, man. We love you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you so much, Naveen. Thanks a lot for joining the Positive.
All the best. All the best. God bless you all. Stay safe. Thank you.